Hi, conscious creators. Good evening. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing tonight? It's Jean. It's 7 o'clock on Sunday. 7 o'clock on Sunday. It's time for 7 at 7. Conscious creators, how y'all doing tonight? Sunday night, September the 27th. Coming to the end of the month. Just about done. Hi. Hi, Joan. We're walking tomorrow, girl. Anywho, listen, I hope you can hear that. That's Kirk Franklin. Smile. Sometimes you have to pump yourself up, when dirt start trying to cover you, kick you off into the hole and trying to cover you up. You got to start smiling and, just got to pumping yourself up out of that hole. Smile works it for me. Anyway, I hope you can hear it. I'm going to play it for just a little bit, kind of keep the flow going, get it going. Sunday evening. Welcome to the 7 at 7 on Sunday, September the 27th. Time for your mini life coach session with me, life coach and accountability coach, Jean Aaron. Out of Aaron and Associates, we're a group of life coaches and spiritual leaders, spiritual guides, teachers, Reiki masters, Reiki practitioners. We do a little bit of this and that, I myself personally, I'm a teacher. I teach. I'm a spiritual teacher for the conscious creation part of it. But I taught too. I taught school too. Do a little of other teaching. I've worked for the feds and the state and the county, and I did some teaching there with them. So, I'm a teacher. That's what I do. I like it. I enjoy it. Retired though. So I kind of ushered myself off into life coaching, which is kind of teaching in a way. It's kind of like a cheerleader, a rah-rah. I call myself the rah-rah girl to my clients. Anyway, you're listening to Kirk Franklin, and I am here to tell Facebook and the powers to be that we have no rights to the music. We just enjoy it. And I'm sharing it with you all today. Kirk, at this new, I think it's called New Nation, New whatever, something Nation. But anyway, he's talking about smiling, keeping you pumped up. Anyway, listen to it just a little bit longer, just a little bit more. No, he's talking to depression, unemployment. What? He says he's talking to them. He said, a day is a new day. May not be any sunshine, but it was sunny today. It was a nice sunny day today. It's clouds and, Anyway, Kirk Franklin, we appreciate you. Smile. That's one of his featured songs from way back when. He's still doing his thing. Kurt is. We have no rights to the music, but we do have the right to enjoy it, and that's what we're doing, and we're sharing it with you tonight. You tonight, conscious creators. Welcome to 7 at 7 with Jean, your mini life coach session for the evening. I have something for you tonight. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you're gonna like it. Hope you're gonna find some use for it for later after this evening. But hopefully you'll stick around and hear me out. Usually 7 minutes, 17 minutes, 27 minutes, no more than 27 minutes. I try to keep it under 30. We're broadcasting tonight. We always broadcast on our Facebook, Conscious Creators Facebook page. Hi, hello. And we'll continue to do that. We are doing we're doing some other changes with the team. The team is doing some switching around, doing some things because of COVID and, just some changes in our status. Just things happen. And we're juggling some things around. So, but, we go with the flow, try to knock us down, but hey, we lay down. As long as we can look up, we can get up. So, we do it. We do what we have to do. Anyway, so good evening. I'm going to turn off Mr. Kurt. I don't know if you can hear him, but I'm going to turn him down. Anyway, welcome to the 7 at 7 life coach, your mini life coach session with me, with Jean Aaron. I work out of a group called Aaron and Associates Consulting. We do a little bit of this and that, but mainly coaching and teaching and, just supporting providing support to folk who are working on projects and kind of get stuck in the grid of things, and kind of help sometimes crowbar them out of there, and get them pushed on the way. So we do some things like that. But anyway, welcome tonight. Um, before I get started, I like to do this. I like to try to do this every time I get a microphone or an audience or somebody, more than one person listening to me other than myself. I like to try to remind you who you are. And of course, you know who you are because you're conscious and you call yourselves creators, and you know that you co-create with the universe and with each other. But some of us may not know that, and some of us may need a little reminder today. So I'm reminding you that you are created out of the same stuff. You are created by the Creator, the universe, God. Whoever you call that power, that higher power to be, you were created from the same stuff that Creator was formed and created out of, and you can do the same things. You have the same powers and the same stuff that Creator can do. You can do it too. You're not limited or restricted only by what you think and what you decide or you perceive or you determine that your limitations are. Because like with God, everything is possible. Everything is possible. So if you can remember and remind yourself that you are who you are, creator, a co-creator with the universe and with some of us other co-creators, then you should also remember and remind yourself that you can do what Creator can do. Creator said he called those things that be not. He said it was darkness, and he called light right out of darkness, and he called all of this out of void, out of nothing, out of I won't call it nothing, out of the source, out of creation. Called all of that, and I say he, and I'm gonna apologize for that a little bit because because we have to identify the other than ourselves. We call it, we give it a name or a gender or an identity. So excuse me if I call him a him, but God is God, and God is not a person, and God is not well, he's not a person. God is not a person. Now I'm saying he is all over again, but you know where I'm coming from. Because we talk like that. We wake up and, we start talking and our parents start teaching us things and start giving us names and identities and routes and pathways, and we just suck it up and take it in. So here I am, all these years later, still struggling, trying to identify what God is and what it is, what it's all about. Still struggling with trying to just embrace the whole concept without giving an identity. It's kind of hard for us in the earth in 3D to do that. So I struggle like you. But anyway, you get the message. You are a creator created by the Creator, and you're created out of the same stuff that Creator is created out of. You can do the same thing that Creator can do. You co-create your world, your universe, your life, your dreams. You create your experiences. And you co-create those experiences and those things that you create and you manifest in your life. You create them with co-creators such as myself, such as your family, your friends, your bosses, your mayors and the powers to be, whoever. You partner with them to create those experiences that you have. Remember, and I'm going to say this until I'm gone. And I might say it again. I might say it then. You cannot create alone. You cannot create anything alone. So therefore, we have creation, we have creator, we have creators with a small c, and we co-create with one another. So love on each other, partner with each other, and, make something happen. But make it good. Make some good stuff happen. We're going to talk about, tonight we are talking about creation, but we're talking about the stuff. We're going to talk about, and I love to talk about the stuff, energy, source, and we're going to talk about it in a different kind of way this way, because I think the past few days I've been on this meditation and on this love feast. I call it a love feast, and I'm beginning to really get a deeper understanding about love and the source and what love really is. And tonight we're going to talk about that, and I'll get to that, but I have a few announcements I want to make, kind of give to you, let you know. We are going back to Conscious Creators Toolbox, and we're going to be broadcasting it from our YouTube channel. We're still partnering with the Interfaith Truth Center out in Austell, Georgia. Um, they are we're under their umbrella, and we're still doing that. So we are. What we're going to do is we're going to be broadcasting from our YouTube channel, probably from my living room most of the time, unless I get a request for a group of people that want to sit down and be a part of the group, and therefore we'll take it into into ITC and broadcast from there. Still, broadcasting live on YouTube, and it's the Conscious Creators is the YouTube channel name, and just look for the Blue Man. That's our logo. Look for the Blue Man. There's several conscious creators out there, but just look for the Blue Man. And I'm going to ask you to subscribe to us if you would. You don't have to you don't have to subscribe to watch or to listen or to hear, be a part of that broadcast. You can take advantage of it without. But I'm going to ask you if you would please consider subscribing, because we want YouTube to say, there's a group that let's give them an upgrade. So we want to build our subscribers and our members, and so that we can have some clout with YouTube and their hierarchy. So subscribe to us when you stop in to visit us or to listen. Even if you don't catch the live broadcast, the recordings will remain on the YouTube channel after the recording. So it's there. Leave us a comment. Leave us questions. We are not yet at the place where we're going to have moderators and be able to take and respond to your messages. But basically, it'll just be a lesson that I'll probably be presenting. Maybe at the very end, I may take some time to just kind of look, or if I have somebody, one of the team members with me, they can pass some questions on to me and I can respond to them. But basically, it's just going to be a lesson, pretty much like I've done in the past here, until we get to the place where we have moderators where we can pass the questions on and I can respond to them live with you in the future. We're working on that. What I would like to do is I would like to invite you, if you would, since we are a part of ITC, would like to invite you to consider being a donor, one of the donors for the for Conscious Creators Toolbox. And if you would like to do that, you can donate. You can donate directly to me as the life coach through my venues, or you can, if you want a tax-deductible donation and want to make a tax-deductible donation, you can do it on ITC's website. Just go to www.interfaith.com. I don't think it's center. It's just interfaith.com. And it's a metaphysical crystal store shop, and it's also a training and a learning center as well. And they're a nonprofit. If you make a donation with them, and just say to see Conscious Creators Toolbox in care of them, and what they'll do is they'll we'll share you'll get your tax deduction, and I'll get my recognition as well. As being a part of their organization and their groups. So if you want to donate directly to me without a donation at that, because I am a life coach by profession and I do this for a job. If you want to donate to me specifically, it's you can still use my PayPal account. I think I gave you that in the past. I also Zelle. I can give you that if you'd like it. And I think we have PayPal. I think we have three. We have Venmo, yes, Venmo, PayPal, and I think Cash App. So we have those four. If you'd like to do directly to me, if you'd like that to make a tax deductible donation, I want to ask you to do that through interfaithtruthcenter.com. And go to their website, and basically they'll have a place on there for receiving donations, and basically just say that it's to Conscious Creators Toolbox in care of Jean Aaron. They have other classes and groups and things that take place there that they receive donations for. So if you're making a donation as a part of ours, please just make sure that you mention Conscious Creators Toolbox, so that I'll get my recognition, and I'll get some recognition from that as well. So that's the announcement. Oh, and we will be back here every Sunday night at 7 doing our mini session. Tonight it's going to be a little bit long because I wanted to make sure that I kind of let you know that we are going back to Conscious Creators Toolbox, but we will not be broadcasting on our group page. In the future, we'll be broadcasting from our YouTube channel, and the videos will remain there. We'll record them, and they'll remain there on the channel as well for future. So those are the announcements. I don't think I have anything else. Those are the announcements. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes. Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody had a great week. Nice weekend. I think that's it. Those are all the session. The session for October, which is October the 1st, is Thursday. The sessions for October will continue with the individuality of consciousness, and only because it was received by the folk that actually attended those Zoom channels, but they weren't able to. I feel like that they want to come back and they want to kind of get some repeats and get some notes. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to continue with that session through October. We'll be talking about the individuality of consciousness, and that is you are a part of the vast fabric of consciousness of creation. You cannot be separated from it at all, but you are still unique and an individual. An individual uniqueness. There is a unique individuality about yourself. And we talk about that during those sessions. So join us next week, starting Thursday, actually this week, Thursday. And going forward, we will continue the individuality of consciousness, the oneness of consciousness, but the individuality of consciousness as well. So join us at Conscious Creators Toolbox, an opportunity to look at your creative abilities, your creative powers, fine-tune those, get familiar with them, learn how to use them to the best of your abilities and with the best intentions so that you can actually manifest and create the lives that you dream about, and that you can do it on purpose and with intention rather than, oops, my bad, I got to redo. Can I do a redo? So that's what Conscious Creators Toolbox is all about. Join me. Every now and then we do have visitors and guests, but this month it's going to be all me. So join me. I'm going to be presenting the lessons on individuality of consciousness. Thanks. We hope you can join us. That's on our YouTube channel. So tonight, we are going to be talking about something that I have been meditating on over this past week. This past week I've been doing. I call it a love fest. And it's just looking at love. And then as I was doing that, as I was doing my meditating and going through, my week and trying to relate my week and the experiences and the activities and the people that were in and out of my life and my experiences and in my network, I tried to relate love that my meditation and my understanding and the feeling of love. I tried to really embrace that and kind of wrap it around every bit of my week last week. And I'm going to tell you, it was a very challenging week, by the way. I had to go to bed a few times and, I don't know if I think I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, that kind of thing. But, I got up and I said, as long as I can lay there and look up, I can get up. So as I can open my eyes and see and look up, I'm going to get up and get going. So that's me. That's what I call it. And you know how I am, I'll figure out a way to vibrate if I have to hum myself to it, I have to go back into my grandma's cedar chest and get out, and, do some moaning to get it going, because you can get some real vibrations going with some moans. So I would tell you that you can do that if you need to. So I did. It was a very interesting week for me, but here I am, still smiling, like Kurt said, just smile anyway. So anyway, talking about love, but we're talking about it and it's going to have a little different spin on it. You know how I am about talking about, the stuff that we're made out of, that we're created out of, and that maintains us and have our existence. That's our source. Our source is energy. Our God source is energy, and that energy in its purest form is love. Nothing but love. All just plain raw love. And until you grab hold of it with your thoughts or your feelings or whatever, you got to initiate that manipulation and start transforming it into some manifestation. It's all it is. It's love. You get to decide once you grab hold of it what you're going to do with it. Are you going to Are you gonna do it? You gonna express it, from your heart center, or you gotta use that ego and that mind, and kind of do some twisting and turning with it. Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that tonight. So first of all, let me invite you to open your hearts. First of all, because that's where love resides, and that's where love does its thing, and that's where love starts its initiation, is right there with us human. So I'm going to ask you to open your hearts, and I'm going to ask you to open your mind. And I want to do a disclaimer. I am not a physicist. I am not a quantum physicist by the longest stretch of your imagination. Read a few books, had a couple of classes, in school and college or whatever. Even after school, I've gone, and I know a few physicists. I know some fun folk that, do with quantum physics. I know them. And then they tell me a few things. But I'm always left scratching my head and trying to wonder about what they're talking about. But I do keep an open mind about it. So I'm going to say, my disclaimer is I am not a physicist, but I do pay attention and I do listen and I try to make some sense out of what is shared with me or what I read about or what I study. So I'm going to ask you to just be open-minded tonight with me and open-hearted to receive, to see what I'm going to share with you. A second thing I'm going to ask you to do, or the third thing I'm going to ask you to do, if there is a question or you just kind of want to debate an issue, I am always game. Call me up. I love to talk about it because sometimes your perspective paired with my perspective will come up with a whole different perspective, or vice versa. Your perspective maybe make a little bit more sense than mine, and vice versa. And then boom, bottom line is we have come together on agreeing or agreeing to disagree, whichever the case may be. So I'm always open for discussion of absolutely anything I share. You can reach me, info@ginaaaron.com. You can message me from the Facebook page. I'm always open for discussion or for whatever. Loving debate is what I'm open for. So open mind, open hearts. And here I go. Reminding you that you are, the two things I want to share with you tonight about source and love. It's infinite. It's love. The first thing is it's infinite. It's God, source, energy, love. All of those, you can call it, it's energy and our source, creation, that stuff that we're made out of. We are actually floating around in it. It's surrounding us. We're engulfed in it. We're cradled in it. We're enfolded. It's around us. It's sustaining us. If without it, we would not be. We would not be at all if it were not for the infinite source, God, energy, love. We would not be here. We would not have our existence. We would not have our experiences. We wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be. So that's what we're floating around in. That's what we are. And that's who, not only is that what we are, but that is who we are. Because that stuff is what we're made out of. And then that stuff, again, is our source. And that source is love. And unconditional love. And I'm going to say that again, unconditional love. And I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm going to footnote it, unconditional love, because when you grab hold of that unconditional love, that source, that energy, you get to decide. You get to determine whether it's going to be something beautiful, something loving, something productive, something rewarding, something joyous, something appreciative, or if it's going to be something that's going to be dark or sad or disease or unhappiness or worry or fear or hate. If you get to decide when you grab hold of it with your mind and your thinking, when you start manipulating it, you determine whether it's going to be something beautiful and it's going to remain loving and caring and producing life rather than the opposite. We get to decide. And again, I want to remind you that God is the God of all. God is the God of the dark. He's the God of the light. God, he called light from dark. It was God that did that. So God is the God of from the one extreme to the other. And that is creation. It's the cradle, and until you decide as the creator, as the manipulator, as the transformer, the transmuter, whatever, you decide what you're going to create with that love, that raw, pure, natural, unconditional love. And the thing about that unconditional, infinite love that is absolutely available to all of us, not one of us is restricted from it, no matter where we are in our lives, no matter what is happening to us in our lives, be it the best thing or the worst thing, the best thing again or the darkest thing, whether we are sitting in poverty or sitting in a jail cell or sitting underneath, whatever. That love, that unconditional raw love is available to us. It's only our egos and it's only our minds that restrict us, and our own perceptions, our own limited perceptions that restricts us from really understanding the magnitude, the grandioso of what we are, what we have available for us. So again, it's infinite, totally available to everyone. It is available. It's a part of who we are. It sustains us. It maintains us. It's our life. It's our life source. It gives us our being. That's what it is, and that's who we are. So it's infinite, God, source, love. The next thing I want to tell you about what it is it is also, you can't be separated from it. You cannot separate yourself from it. It's like a fish. You take a fish out of the water, it ain't going to happen for the fish too long. You know, it's going to end up in somebody's frying pan or in somebody's fish bowl. I don't know. But it ain't going to happen to them too long. And it's not going to happen to us if we get separated, removed from the source, from that God source, from that energy, from that love. We won't exist, not for one blink of an eye. We won't. However, you can line yourself up with that, be in agreement with that, and you can have absolutely every unimaginable, impossible to the naked eye, things that will be available to you and that you're able to do, and that's permissible to you, because everything is possible. There is nothing that's not possible. Absolutely everything is possible. So as long as you are connected to that, and you are, everything is available to you, and you can do whatever it is you decide to do. You make up your mind to do it. I think the wondrous part for me, and that's something that I have it's one of my challenges for humanity, is our free will. And I don't say it's challenging because it's our God gift. We all have that free will, and we can decide, we can choose to create and to experience what we want to choose and create and experience. God is not going to tell you that you can't. God is not going to tell you that you can't pick up your I don't know, pick up yourself and march down to the supermarket and rip off everything on the shelf. God ain't going to tell you that you can't do that. Man might tell you that you can't, but God's not going to tell you that you can't. You can absolutely choose to do anything you want to. Creation is not going to say, you can't have that energy to create that. It's not going to happen. You got it. You do with it what you want to do with it. Make it the best. Make it the best worst or the best. You decide. So again, I'm kind of backpedal a little bit, but I'm going to get back to being separated. You cannot be separated from source, period. The only separation is your ego and your mind. That part separates you from it. And it's an illusion, because you're not. You're just not. You've just lost that understanding and that perception that you don't recognize who you are at a particular time or in a particular situation. Nothing is impossible to you, my dear conscious ones, my dear awakened ones, my dear enlightened ones. There is nothing impossible, or there's no no's for you. All of everything about you can be a yes if that's what you want. So, however, get back to being connected. While you are connected and you're aligned, as long as that connection, or you have that connection or that alignment from your heart space, and you flow from that space, that heart space, then you're going to flow to the light, baby. You're going to flow to the good. You're going to create those things that are good and marvelous and wondrous and giving you prosperity and joy and happiness and well-being and health and all those good things, all those wonderful things in life. when you're flowing from here. When you start flowing from other places, like your ego and your mind, no telling what you'll get. You might, if you're lucky, you might end up, with a beam of light or two. But chances are you're gonna make those mistakes, and you're gonna make some blunders and some boo boos, and you're gonna create some stuff that just don't want. You're gonna be worrying about stuff that you don't need to be worrying about because you're coming from your mind. If you're coming from your heart, you're gonna be unshakable. You're gonna be unmovable. If you're coming from your mind is going to convince you that you're worried, that you got something to worry about, that you may not want to do that because hey, boy, you know how ego is, okay? And I'm not saying ego is a bad thing because I got one, and ego is fine. Ego is fine by me, but ego knows who the boss is most of the time, not all the time, most of the time. So just remember, coming from your heart. If you are making that connection and that alignment with source, with that power, with that energy from your heart, then you're going to create some outstanding, mind-blowing, world-changing, for the better stuff. But when you're coming from your mind and you're connected, and that alignment is just from your mind without an absence of that love from your heart, you're going to hit and miss. You're just going to hit and miss. So I'm going to encourage you you can't not be connected, but be aware that you are flowing from your heart. That what I'm creating for the good, for the higher good of mankind, for the higher good of my family and myself. I'm doing it, and I'm not, and it's not going to hurt anybody that I'm manifesting this or creating this. It's going to be it's going to be wonderful, and people are going to look at it, and they're going to be happy, and they're going to be shouting, and they're going to be helping me celebrate. They're not going to be looking at me and, wanting to throw rocks at me because I've just, created something that's going to cause them, a heartache or whatever. So create from your heart so that you're always creating from the higher power, from your higher power, and from God, from the source, from God, from love, basically. All right. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably leave you with that because I think I'm probably running out of time. But I do want to read something to you because this is something that I kind of came across right about tonight when I was really kind of finishing up and doing my little last minute meditation. I found this, and it's by I think it was, I'm gonna say Higgs maybe, but don't quote me on that because I didn't put the name of the person down. But I loved what she said, and it was a female. And basically what she said, this is what she said. This is it, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say good night to you. The best representation of source energy that we will ever find in our physical format here on earth is inexpressible. It's that feeling of love and appreciation, of gratitude that just wells up from within us, from our heart center, that heart space. It wells up within us. And it's so sensational at times, and it's so breathtaking, and it's so, when you really feel love, I know we all have, you're conscious creators, you've felt it. You know that it catches your breath, and it catches you off guard, and you can't even find words to express it. That is the ultimate of what we should experience as human beings, and beings of light, and beings of source, and beings of our higher power, and beings of God, and beings of universe, and beings of creation. That's unconditional. That's that well, and that wellspring of unconditional love that's welling up on the inside of us. That source. That's the source that creates positive health, happiness, well-being, joy, goodness, more love, new kind of love, God consciousness, Christ consciousness. And when it's not, when you don't have that, just think of the total opposite. And again, it may not be your worst, but it's not going to be your best. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you ever feel that unexpressible, sensational, breathtaking feeling that wells up on the inside of you, praise God. Thank the powers to be, creation itself, that you had the opportunity to experience that. And that, with that, you can't help but manifest the best. There's no way around it. You will manifest the best. I'm going to leave that with you guys. I love you. I really appreciate you. I'm so very proud of you. And, and I pat myself on the back because I say, look what I created. Look what I manifested. You guys are my manifestations, and I love you. And I'm just, I couldn't be more proud of you than I am of my own girls and my grandchildren. You guys have a warm spot in my heart, and at times I think about you and I do well up, and I am speechless. But I wish the best for you. If there's ever a time or a need that you can even imagine that, let me call Jean. Trust me, I will answer, and trust me, I'll be there. So manifest best. Have a great week. God loves you. I love you, and you love you too. All right. See y'all next week. Have fun. Hopefully, I'll see you on Thursday if you can stop by or check the video out after Thursday. I think it'll be uploaded, right after the event. So see you next time. God bless. Manifest best. Take care. Good night.